Now, at the end of this video, you understand what AI actually is.
Hey there, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving into a truly fascinating and maybe slightly intimidating topic, understanding artificial intelligence. To help us make sense of it all without getting bogged down in this super technical stuff, I want to introduce you to our visual protagonist, a simple stickman. Together, we're going to embark on a really fun, structured journey to figure out exactly what AI is, how it actually works, and ultimately, how you can master it. But okay, before we start mastering anything, we kind of have to address the elephant in the room, right? Should we actually be afraid of artificial intelligence? If you look at our stickman, he's definitely a bit nervous. And honestly, it makes complete sense. I mean, most of us first heard about AI through 1990s sci-fi movies like Terminator or The Matrix, where these super smart robots end up turning against humanity. Even brilliant minds like Stephen Hawking have warned us about the potential dangers of AI. So it's totally natural to ask if we should be worried about the AI we're using right now. Well, today we are going to completely strip away those Hollywood myths and look at what the technology sitting on your computer actually is.
Which brings us to part 1, not a magic brain.
Okay, let's dive into this. If you want to explain AI to an 8-year-old or, to our stickman here, you absolutely do not need complex jargon. Basically, AI is just a very smart helper. It is not a magic brain. It doesn't actually understand things the way you and I do. Instead, it's just a tool that adapts, reasons, and solves problems based purely on the instructions we give it. It's a helper that can assist you to brainstorm, write scripts, create images, and do research. But at the end of the day, it completely relies on you to guide it. And honestly, that distinction is exactly why we don't need to fear a sci-fi robot takeover today. You see, there are two main categories of AI. First, there's what we call weak AI, or narrow AI. This is the stuff we use daily. Tools like Siri, ChatGPT, Gemini, or even the AI that plays chess against you on your phone. They are highly trained, but only for very specific tasks. Then there is strong AI, sometimes called artificial general intelligence. These are the theoretical, self-aware, highly intelligent robots from the movies. But here is the absolute crucial thing to remember. Strong AI does not exist yet. Experts predict it might still be 20 to 50 years away, or maybe even more. We are strictly dealing with weak AI. So, now that we know we aren't dealing with a conscious sci-fi villain, let's look under the hood. How exactly does a machine learn to adapt if it doesn't have true self-awareness? Let's jump into part 2, how AI actually works. Let's see how this works in practice using a super simple bird example. If our stickman wants to train an AI to recognize a bird, he doesn't just hold up a picture and say, "Hey, learn this." He has to break it down mathematically. Step 1, he defines specific features, like wings, feathers, or a beak. Step 2, he assigns mathematical weightages to those features. So maybe wings are worth 30% of the score, and having 2 legs is 20%. Step 3, the AI simply looks at an image, searches for those specific features, and calculates a total score. To the AI, a bird isn't an animal. It's quite literally just a group of numbers. But what happens when the AI gets it wrong? Consider a penguin. If the AI sees a crow, it finds all the features, scores 100%, and correctly identifies a bird. Boom. Easy. But a penguin? Its wings look like flippers, and it doesn't really have typical visible feathers, so the AI only finds a 40% match and incorrectly decides, nope, not a bird. And this is where human feedback is absolutely vital. We step in, tell the AI it made a mistake, and the AI automatically adjusts its internal math, its weightages. It learns through trial, error, and mathematical correction, not through some kind of sudden enlightenment. But as we start feeding these systems millions and millions of images and texts from the internet, things get really complicated. Which brings us to what's known as the black box problem. When an AI processes massive amounts of data, its internal parameter adjustments become so complex that literally even the developers who built it can't track exactly how it makes a decision. For instance, in one real-world test, an AI mistook a dog for a wolf. Why? Well, it turned out the AI had secretly just learned to look for snow in the background. It wasn't even looking at the animal itself. Or think about hiring tools that accidentally favored male candidates simply because the historical training data reflected past human hiring patterns. The AI has absolutely no concept of fairness, it just mathematically reflects the data we feed it. And this is exactly why understanding how these tools work is so crucial for anyone using them in the real world. So the mechanics rely on massive data, math, and human correction. Let's shift gears now and focus on how our stickman can practically learn to use these powerful helpers without getting totally overwhelmed. Let's look at part 3, the AI roadmap. Okay, so the absolute most crucial point to remember is this. When you are at level 0 and you open social media, you probably see 50 different AI tools being advertised to you, and it is incredibly overwhelming. You might think, oh my gosh, I need to learn all of these to keep up. You absolutely don't. Do not try to become an AI expert overnight. Instead, try to become someone who knows how to solve problems with AI. Just start with one general tool, like Google's Gemini or ChatGPT, solve one everyday problem with it, and build your confidence from there. To make it even simpler, here is an actionable 4-week timeline for our stickman. Week 1 is all about understanding the basics, which is exactly what we are doing right now in this explainer. You're already a quarter of the way there. Week 2, pick one tool, let's say Gemini, and just practice using it every single day. Ask it to summarize some long emails or brainstorm dinner ideas. Week 3 is when you master the art of prompting, which is essentially how you give instructions to the AI. And week 4, don't just watch tutorials anymore. Actually use the AI to create something real, like a presentation, a video script, or a digital product. Now, speaking of week 3, giving the AI good instructions is far and away the most important skill you can develop. Let's look at exactly how to do that. Moving right along to part 4, the perfect prompt formula. If you just sit down and type, "Tell me about AI," you are going to get a really boring, generic Wikipedia-style answer. But if you use this master prompt formula, who, what, for whom, and how, the results are actually incredible. Let's break down a quick example. Who? You are a professional YouTube teacher. What? Create a 5-minute video script about AI. For whom? For complete beginners. How? Make it simple, exciting, and easy to understand. See the difference? By defining the persona, the task, the exact audience, and the format, you take complete control of the AI's output. Once you have your prompts dialed in like this, it's time for the ultimate transformation. This is where the stickman stops just chatting and starts building.
Which brings us to our final step, part 5, from learning to creating. A really massive leap in this phase is understanding a sort of hidden secret in the AI space right now. The difference between standard AI tools and AI notebooks, like Google's Gemini notebook. With a standard tool, you are usually asking it to, help me create something from scratch based on the entire internet. But with an AI notebook, the prompt completely changes too. Here are my specific materials. You can literally upload a 30-page PDF, your personal notes, or a massive document, and the AI will only look at your trusted sources to summarize things, generate quizzes, or brainstorm ideas. It's an incredibly powerful way to organize and really leverage your own information without it hallucinating random facts.
And hey, if your goal is content creation, here is exactly how our stickman can build an entire workflow using AI at literally every single step. Step 1, use a tool like Gemini to generate the initial idea. Step 2, use it again to write out a full script. Step 3, plug that script into an AI image tool to generate your visuals. Step 4, use an AI video tool to actually animate those static images. Step 5, bring the whole shebang into editing software like CapCut to piece it all together. And finally, step 6, publish. The beginner isn't just learning about AI anymore, they are actively using it as a creative partner to build something tangible. And this brings us right back to that fear we discussed at the very beginning. Look, historically, every single time a new technology arrives, from electricity to the personal computer, people fear massive job losses. But humanity always adapts. The reality of our situation is this: AI won't directly take your job, but someone who learns to use AI effectively just might outcompete you. AI is not a villain. It is an incredibly empowering tool that is just waiting for your instructions. So I leave you with this question. Now that you have the roadmap, what are you going to create first?
Now that you understand what AI actually is, next video, I'll show you how to create your first image step by step, even if you've never used AI before. Subscribe so you don't miss it.